Chapter 33, Arizona, 1997. My name, which smoothly rolls off the tongue with a musical flow in my own language, translates loosely to your Earth languages as Quid Mountain. It carries the weight and majesty of an ancient legend, passed down through generations of my own kind. The very utterance of it evokes images of towering peaks and sweeping valleys, a land untouched by time itself and filled with natural beauty. To me, it is more than just a name, it is a representation of my home, my history, my identity. Being handpicked by the leaders of the Intergalactic Commission for a crucial mission should have been an honor, but all I felt was fear and doubt. The task at hand was to reveal to humanity that they were not alone in this vast universe, a responsibility that weighed heavily upon my shoulders. The thought of how humanity would react to this news kept me up to all hours of the night, and I questioned whether it was truly right to interfere with their perception of reality. Our mission was not just about revealing the existence of extraterrestrial life to humanity, it was also about subsequently protecting them from the potential harm that this knowledge could bring. We had studied human history and saw how they reacted to change and new ideas, often with fear and violence. We knew that if all of mankind learned about our existence at once, their social structures and belief systems would crumble. It could potentially lead to chaos and a breakdown of their society. And so, we devised a plan to introduce ourselves gradually in a way that would not cause too much shock or disruption. Some may see our actions as both manipulative and controlling, but our intentions were always pure, to protect humanity from themselves and simultaneously help them reach their full potential as a peaceful and united species. We knew, as time went on, that people would become more open-minded towards the idea of extraterrestrial life. After many calculations, the chosen location for our unveiled appearance was Phoenix, Arizona. We had studied the area and determined it to be a place where the locals were especially open-minded and accepting of new ideas. It was also strategically located near several military bases, which would allow us to observe their likely violent reactions and readiness in case of future encounters. As our mothership hovered over the city of Phoenix, we could feel the excitement and anticipation building among our crew. This was a momentous occasion, the first time humanity would see tangible proof of extraterrestrial life. We had arranged for one of their famous actors and public figures to be flying his small aircraft in the area at that exact moment. He was known for being adventurous and open-minded, making him the perfect candidate to witness our grand arrival and evangelize to the rest of his kind about it. Although, it should be noted that there was some doubt that he would be able to process the information in the long run and would block it out of his mind. We had visited the famous actor's companion previously, which our elders believed would ultimately work to our advantage in leveraging this figure. As his plane approached our mothership, we could sense his shock and amazement. Through telepathy, we communicated with him and explained our mission. To our relief, he showed no signs of fear or hostility. In fact, he seemed honored to be part of this historic event. We allowed him to fly alongside us as we slowly made our way over Phoenix. The sight of our mothership caused quite a stir among the citizens below. Some were filled with wonder and awe, while others were gripped with fear and uncertainty. In an effort to foster trust and understanding between our two species, we next made the bold decision to unveil our usually cloaked research vessels. The sleek, triangular vessels glided gracefully over the less occupied areas of the land referred to as rural Arizona. Their shimmering metallic surfaces caught the sun's rays bouncing off the sole local moon and casting a mesmerizing display. We held our breath as we allowed humans to bear witness to our advanced technology, hoping it would strengthen the bond between us and dispel any lingering doubts or suspicions. For a moment, the air was filled with awe and wonder as the humans gazed up at our craft, their eyes wide with amazement. It was a small but significant step towards bridging the gap between our worlds. But perhaps the most important interaction during this mission was with their governmental figures. We made direct contact with their leaders, one of them who even proclaimed to be the governor of Arizona. We then offered him a chance to communicate with us and to learn more about our world. This gesture was met with mixed reactions. While some humans like the governor were hesitant and skeptical, younger humans were more open-minded and eager for communication. As we continued to communicate with the humans' government officials in the time after the Phoenix disclosure event, we sensed their surprise and shock at our presence. We could feel their unease and skepticism as they struggled to come to terms with the very reality of our existence. but we persisted, determined to establish a dialogue and foster an understanding between worlds. At first, these leaders were hesitant to engage with us, fearful of how the rest of their own people would react. But as we shared information about our advanced technology and peaceful intentions, they slowly began to open up. We could sense their curiosity growing as they asked questions about our world and our species. They quickly then became even more ready to engage with us, but only if this engagement went unnoticed by the not-so-silent majority of non-believing humans. Through this continued communication, we were able to dispel many myths and misconceptions that had been spread about us by the few, often high-ranking, humans who had encountered us before. We explained the purpose of our mission to study and understand other worlds in order to advance both of our societies towards greater knowledge and progress. As trust grew between us, we made the decision to invite a select few government officials on board our mothership for a tour of our facilities and a demonstration of our technology. This was met with both excitement and caution from these officials, but ultimately they accepted our invitation. The tour was a success, with the humans marveling at the advanced technology and capabilities of our mothership. We took this opportunity to further explain the mutual benefits of cooperation between our two species, sharing knowledge, resources, and advancements in both science and technology. But perhaps the most significant outcome of this dialogue was the development of an intergalactic treaty between my own spacefaring civilization and the relatively primitive human civilization on Earth. This treaty set in place guidelines for a peaceful coexistence and cooperation between us, ensuring that neither species would interfere with or harm the other. With this treaty newly in place, it was clear that humanity was ready for continued incremental contact with extraterrestrial beings. And so it was decided that we would make ourselves known to all of the inhabitants of Earth, but would only do so very gradually, and disclosure would only continue if mankind was able to live up to a few stipulations.